Hey, I recently got a question about what do we do when we live under a government that we don't agree with, a government that is doing things that are ungodly, a government that doesn't respect God, that kind of thing, and how should we react? Well, here in the United States, of course, we can vote, we can contact our representatives, we can have lawful protests. There are a number of ways we can interact with our government, but not everybody lives in that kind of an environment. Scripture teaches in Romans 13:1 and following that every person is to be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority, it says, except from God, and those which exist are established by God. Now, we don't like to hear that because it's unsettling. But Scripture's clear, and it gives us examples like Paul and even Jesus, who lived under terrible regimes. And I look to the way that they interacted with the secular government of their day. They were circumspect about lawful living, unless and until that contravened their personal submission to God. Human beings, you see, were never designed to govern themselves. All human government is destined for failure. Only God can govern righteously and give the peace and stability that we all crave. So what about governments that are ungodly? What about despots? What about people like Stalin and Hitler? Well, Scripture makes no distinction about our posture under any form of government. In saying that the authorities are God's servants for our good, the passage continues there in Romans, telling us that there is value in governmental rule. For one thing, it prevents anarchy, in which there are no rules at all. Thus, faulty human government is for our good. I can think of not one time in Scripture where there's any instruction to partake in insurrection or rebellion against the government. Rome certainly wasn't godly. They wanted people to worship Caesar not very long after Christ ascended. We cannot comply with such demands, of course. So we may face the consequences. I still see no place in Scripture that teaches otherwise, and in fact, if we look at the lives of the apostles, they did face the consequences. As believers, our role is to pray, to live love, to preach the good news of Jesus Christ, because He's the only answer, and to obey the authority insofar as it does not require us to deny Christ. Grace and peace to you. Have a great day.